When Disney asked me to build a new brand and a new product, it made sense because barbacoa has its roots in barbecue. And actually on the menu itself, all the protein items, they're all smoked first, which is not traditional Mexican. So we're taking our actual smoked brisket and our smoked pork and our smoked chicken, and then we're putting the traditional Mexican flavors. The chicken will have tinga on it, which is made with green tomatoes, and the brisket has barbacoa, which is a general name for multiple peppers, and the pork has a Sofrito sauce, which is more Puerto Rican in its nature, but it has such a great flavor. It really went well with the menu.
Awesome. Can you describe the difference between barbacoa and barbecue?
Barbecue, absolutely. Actually, barbacoa is the origins of barbecue, and that's why we created it. It came through Barbados, and that was the original name for it when the primitive Indians down there used to actually smoke with all the big leaves from the indigenous plants there. The barbacoa came up through into the country via Mexico, and it picked up a lot of the Mexican flavors. And then actually when it came into Texas and that area, that's when people started smoking. They had the cheapest piece of meat back then in the cattle industry was the brisket. So they would give the brisket to the farm workers. And the farm workers, a lot of them coming up from Mexico, knew about smoked meats and knew those different flavors, and that's how the two came together.
Chef, can you tell us about your demonstration and what you hope to provide to the guests here?
Sure. The demonstrations are one day on September 24th, and we're going to actually be making one of our bowls, our most popular bowl, our brisket barbacoa bowl. So it's cilantro lime rice with black beans on top of it, and then we're actually be making on stage the brisket barbacoa. And my hope is that people can appreciate all the flavors that go into it, and we'll be providing all the recipes too, so they can make it at home. Our newest concept that we're excited to launch exclusively. We're at here in Disney Springs, as a matter of fact. We just unveiled it a couple weeks ago. It is our Four Rivers Barbacoa and Cantina. And it is a food truck that they came and they asked me, they said, we'd love to do something at Disney Springs. I said, well, I'd love to do something at Disney Springs as well, but it can't be barbecue. Because obviously our friend James has a wonderful spot there already at Disney Springs. They said, can you come up with some type of variation from it? So I said, give me a month or so and I'll build a brand. And we did a bunch of research, and the barbacoa menu, barbacoa actually was the original name of barbecue. And that's where I found the tie to it. And it mixes the traditional barbecue flavors of all of our smoked brisket, pulled pork, chicken, everything is there as a foundation. But it layers on top of that a number of flavors that I found from tremendous amount of research in a very short amount of time. We went down to Mexico City, we spent time in Puerto Rico, we went all over the place and built different flavor profiles from traditional Mexican flavors. And it was great fun. Matter of fact, one of the top chefs at Disney accompanied me down to Mexico City, Chef Eddie, which I was so grateful for. One, he speaks the language, and I didn't. And two, when you travel with one of the executive chefs from Disney on a food trip, you were in for a treat. And he would go and once they found out he was from Disney, we would have more food come about, and he would try to explain to them who I was. And for some reason, this one restaurant, they interpreted what he said as saying, I was the CEO of the Atlanta Braves. And I'm looking at him, he's like, go with it, Johnny, it's okay. So we had anything we wanted, as you can imagine. Well, today I brought one of our top items that we're excited to roll out. Tiffany, do you have it? You guys will be on the first to see it. This is my interpretation of a taco bowl. Wow. We're calling it the taco cone. Isn't that pretty? It's right next to big as my head. Fell for that for marketing. They didn't quite go for it. But this is a lot of fun. And in all of the dishes, we made it super simple. You can actually come and you pick your protein first. We have a beef barbacoa, which is made with our beef brisket. We have a pork sofrito, which we got from a grandma named Nana, literally. And I had to track her down. I had to go to her house because she didn't have her recipe written down. And God bless her and her 21 members of her family. We made sofrito one night, and I had to tape and write everything down, and it is fantastic, absolutely fantastic. We have a chicken tinga, and then we have a tri-tip steak. So you pick your protein, and then you can put it on top of a bowl with black beans and rice. You can put it into a taco cone here. We actually have nachos, burritos, anything you want, and we're having a lot of fun with it.